Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll see another Leetcode problems, valid anagram, and we have a toString is and tree. We need to find it out whether this toString is a anagram or not. So basically, what is anagram? Anagram is a phrase formed by rearranging the letters. Okay, we need to rearrange the letters and we need to check whether this toString anagram or not. So basically, we have the S and T. We need to find it out the appropriate way how to get that anagram, right? So here basically we have toString, right? So here we need to find out the length of the toString, because to anagram the first and foremost things we need to check the length. If the length is not equal, then it can't be an anagram. So first we'll check the length, okay, and second we will check the occurrence of the element, right? So second we'll check the occurrence of the element. So let's say we have a, so we need to find it out how many times a is there, right? So like that way we need to find the occurrence of each and every element. Let's say we have a here, we can tell that a we have 3 times, right? In that first case we have a is the 3 times, and like that we have n 1 time, and we have g or m. Like that way we need to find out the occurrence of that, and we need to find out that the occurrence should be same, right? For these toString, the occurrence of the elements or the letters should be same. So the first approach we can use that. First we can do the sorting, right? So if we do the sorting of this toString, so that string, first string, let's say s, if we do the sorting, that element should be aligned with the other. So let's say if I do the sorting for A's, what will be the S? S will be A, triple A, and at the same time we'll get the G, and we'll get the M, N, and R, right? So same thing we'll get for the same thing we'll get for T also, right? So in that case, if we do the sorting, this S and T, it will be exactly same. So that approach we'll first see here. Let me do the sorting in JavaScript. So let's say we can directly write a return statement and s dot, if we do the split, we'll get the array, right? And then we can add the sort. Then again we can use the join to get that string again, and we will do the same thing for t. So this will be the first approach, right? So this will be the first approach, but the problem is here. What will be the problem? The complexity, right? So complexity will be the time complexity. So time complexity is, as we are using that sorting, so the time, most of the sorting, the time complexity is o log n, big O n log n, right? And the pace complexity, what will be the pace complexity? Big O of 1, right? So here what here we can see the time complexity is a little bit more and page complexity is fine. So this is not a optimal solution, we can say. So we can use another the best way to find out some optimal solution. So what will be the approach? We know that we have the hash table, right? So in that, with the help of hash table, we can achieve this solution. So what will be the approach in the hash table? Let's say we need to take the two hash table. Let's say one is this one for S and this one is for T. So for S, what we'll store in the hash table, we need to store the occurrence, that occurrence of that elements or letters, that we need to store it here. So what will be there for A? Let's say for A this will be 3, right? For M this will be for M, how many M's are there for this? For M we have 1, and for N we have again 1. Like that way we need to find the occurrences, and for t also we will find that occurrences of the elements. So this will be the and this will be also same for 3, and between this two has table we need to compare whether this occurrence of the elements is same or not. So if it is same, then it will be anagram. If it is not same, it's not an anagram. So this approach will be the best approach, because here the time complexity will be big of n. Why? Because we need to just use a single for loop, so that's why it's big of n. But the problem is here, the pace complexity. So time complexity will be big of n, and pace complexity, what will be the pace complexity? Pace complexity will be big of n, right? Because we are creating the hash table do take the extra pace. So the pace complexity of the big of n. So I think this will be the optimal solution, because we do use the extra paces, but here it's the, as we see, the time complexity of big of n, so that will be acceptable. So we'll see this approach. If the hash table, so first we need to create the two hash table, right? Here we can use the map, as map we have. So we'll create that map 1 map. Let's say we have created first map, and we'll create the second map 1 equals to new map. And what we'll do next, next we'll iterate any of that string, right? So let's take one for loop. uh, Let I equals to 0 and I less than s dot length I plus plus. And for each and every element, what we need to do, we need to just increment the occurrence, right? Increment the how many times the elements is there in that particular string. So let's say we have let me give some name like map S and map T. That will be easier to understand, right? So for map S, what we will do, for map S, in that case we need to use this S, whatever we have S element, that will be the key, right? So Si equals to 1 plus same element, we need to get that value and plus it with that, right, to increase the occurrence, right? And if this map is if the elements are not there in that hash table, so in that case this will be undefined, right? So we need to use the or statement, so or 0, and we will wrap it out with one bracket. And then what we'll do the same thing for map T is I sorry, this will be the T, right? So Ti, and this will be also same as this, and I will use the T, sorry, I will use the T here instead of this. So now our map is ready, right? So what we need to do next we need to compare that to hash table, right? So let me take another loop. Let's say I will take the loop. We need to use like key value pair to fetch the value from that has map. So we need to use that object dot entries, and we'll give that particular map name. This is basically a for loop, and we'll simply check that if map is key equals to if this not equals to map t key. So in that case what we'll do, we'll return false, because in that scenario it's not a anagram, and at last we'll return true. If all condition match, then we'll return true, right? So let's run that code, hopefully it will work. Yeah, so let me submit it. Okay, we got the wrong answer, I think. Okay, the length we need to check, right? At the first we need to check the length. Let's say if s dot length not equals to t dot length, then in that case we will return false. Okay, we got succeed.